Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I haven't made a video in a few weeks, so I thought I would go ahead and make one to update you on how I'm doing. The first thing I want to show you is something that I actually recorded on May 14th during my round of chemo at the request of my friend Brianna, who would like to see how they check my white counts and how they access my port. So I'm going to show you those quick clips first, and then we'll get back to this video. Doesn't matter, whichever one you want. I told her I would make sure I got this today. I won't scream when you stick me the...
Okay.
Oh, that would make it more fun.
Stick.
Yep. Alright, Brianna, this is for you. So you can watch. Got it. Yep. Thank you. All right, Brianna, here's more for you. Go ahead, do whatever you need to do. Do your worst.
No problems with this anymore?
Mm-mm. No, that incision just always, the scar line always looks weird to me, but... As we're here, my friend April in California is getting her port placed for triple negative breast cancer. All right, Brianna, I want you to learn from Zach's technique because he makes it not even hurt. Now watch, today,
Now I'm gonna be recorded and
today will be the first time where I'm like, ow! What happened? Right now he's using sterile technique to put gloves on, which you might be able to hear the snap of. And here we go, freezy spray.
be cold.
Yep. Freezy spray is the best. Excellent. I'm going to have to put a little trigger warning on this one in case anybody's afraid of blood. And that's how you do it, folks. Chemo nurses here are awesome. They do an awesome job. I teased... Oh my goodness, I think I teased her that one day too much and she was... Okay, now that you've seen how they access my port, if you're interested in how a round of chemo actually works, you can find the video that I did where I did all the other parts of a round of chemo except for that. So I have now completed 10 rounds of chemo and I have 6 left to go, 6 more weeks. And I also, as you'll notice, I'm wearing a hat and I have makeup on, which I basically only do once a week now to go to chemo usually, but today is Monday, Memorial Day, and I decided to put makeup on and try to look a little more alive. I did record a short video to show you what I really look like walking around the house most days. So here's that. Okay, so this is what I actually look like these days. My hair is growing back in as little teeny stubble on Taxol, but my eyebrows and my eyelashes are falling out. I have almost no eyelashes left, and my around the eye circles are getting worse, even though I'm putting stuff on that's specifically for that and moisturizing all the time. And now we'll go back to me looking a lot nicer than that. Alright, now that you've seen how I usually look, you can appreciate the fact that I put some makeup on and wore a hat. Chemo is bad, you guys. I just wanted to update you. It's hard. I'm used to being able to multitask and do multiple different things, and over the summer I'm usually getting my house all cleaned. I wait and do spring cleaning once the semester is over, and usually the month of May is cleaning through things, pulling stuff out, having a yard sale, throwing out old stuff, taking things to Goodwill, going to the beach, going and doing day trips all over the place. Well, you know, that's what's so weird about having cancer during the time of COVID-19 is that a lot of people are stuck at home or being cautious when they go out. I have to be. I'm trying to stay out of all of the arguments online about whether or not people should wear masks and all of the theories about everything, medical, political, in every way. I'm trying to stay out of that. Even if coronavirus did not, COVID-19 did not exist, I would still be having to basically stay at home and take precautions and wear a mask when I go out because my white blood count stays down so much of the time. So it makes it kind of a lonely thing to go through cancer. Those of you who have been through it or who have had close family members go through it, you know that it is a battle that in some ways you have to fight alone and in other ways you have tremendous support. I have so much support with your prayers and your texts and your phone calls and Facebook messages that it's amazing, and I just want to say thank you to everybody. The way the rounds of chemo usually go for me is that I have chemo on Thursday afternoons, and then usually Friday I still feel pretty good because they pump you full of steroids, and Saturdays I feel okay, and then usually Sundays and Mondays I really crash. Yesterday I crashed hard. I basically just stayed on the couch all day. I did manage to get some easy supper put together, but it wore me out. And today I've managed to do a couple things. I don't feel much worse, thank God, today than I did yesterday. I'm hoping that tomorrow and Wednesday I'll feel a lot better, and then usually on Thursday morning I feel almost back to normal, and then it's time for more chemo. This Thursday I have not just the Taxol medication, but also carboplatin, which is the one that usually causes a lot more issues for me in the ensuing days. So thankfully I only have to have that this Thursday, and then again I believe on June 18th is the other date. And the other remaining rounds of the 6, the other 4 will be only Taxol. So as I said in the video of me with no makeup and no hat, I do have little stubble, like my head hair is growing back in, my scalp hair, but my eyebrows and eyelashes are falling out, and everybody's different. I've had people ask me questions, and I've seen questions on online support groups where people say, well, I have a friend who had chemo and their hair didn't all fall out, or, you know, why is this happening to you and not that? Every human being is different as they go through chemo for whichever type of cancer, and in my case, whatever type of breast cancer they have. We're all different. Our bodies respond differently. I have not yet had any mouth sores, which a lot of people have, and so I thank God for that, but I basically have almost no sense of taste. So that's not as fun, because I know I have to eat, but nothing sounds good. One thing that has sounded good through this entire time is avocados, and so you may have noticed there's actually an avocado sitting with me. We don't know why he has legs but no arms, but this is Guapo, which for those of you who don't know Spanish means handsome. Carolyn bought him for me for Mother's Day just because he's cute and cheerful, and we try not to let him know that people actually eat avocados. So far he just kind of hangs out in our living room cheering us all up, but his relatives have still been nourishing me greatly. I think he speaks Spanish as his first language, so he probably doesn't know what that means. And yes, our family is dealing with this with a lot of humor. We have quirky, weird sense of humor. We know we're odd. Things like Guapo here, and my daughter Mary now owns a stuffed California roll sushi from the same company that Carolyn got her. So I've been able to eat avocado. I eat that. I probably eat one a day. And there are other things that taste okay, but primarily food just doesn't taste very good. So I do eat though, even though it doesn't taste like much. I know that's going to come back. I haven't had mouth sores. I do have extreme weakness and fatigue. I have had some joints aching. I have not had any of the numbness, the neuropathy that a lot of people who have Taxol get. which would be numbness in your hands and feet primarily. Haven't had any of that. So that's about where I am right now. I have a few more days here and then more chemo. As for what you could be praying for me, obviously, I know a lot of you are praying that the side effects will be minimal, and I think that God has answered that prayer because I'm doing better than a lot of people do with chemo. Also, if you could pray that my tumors will have reduced or basically disappeared and just left like a dead bed of cells by the end of chemo, that would be a wonderful prayer. I know that my main lumpy is incredibly hard for me to find now, so I think it has reduced in size, and that's a really good sign. We won't really know for sure until I have an MRI sometime end of June, and then surgery. So that's about it. A couple people suggested I make some videos about basic Spanish conversation, and so I'm going to try to tackle that in the next few days and just put those up under another label, not as far as my cancer, but I'll do that. Or if you have other questions for me about breast cancer, about my treatment, in any way, just let me know, shoot me a message, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you have. All right, thanks guys.